Men, pay close attention, because what I'm about to say is the kind of truth that no good guy friend will have the guts to rub in your face. If you're tired of being made a fool, going in circles, embarrassing yourself trying to please women who ignore you, and tired of not understanding why your presence doesn't ignite that inner fire in them, then you're in the right place. Before we start, do the bare minimum. Like this video and subscribe to the channel, because I'm about to reveal secrets here that you won't find anywhere else. And if you can't even take the initiative to support this work, frankly, you'll keep being the same fool you've always been. Let's talk about love tension, my friend. And don't give me the excuse that you're a nice guy and that should be enough. In raw and fantasy-free reality, women don't get excited about men who bend over backward without receiving anything in return, who humiliate themselves, who struggle in vain. They feel something special when there's a vibe, a tension, something that touches their imagination and emotions instinctively. Without tension, you're just another person who goes unnoticed. Today, I'm going to teach you the psychological tools, the step-by-step, to create this love tension that will make her think about you even when she doesn't want to. We're going to cover each point clearly and without nonsense. If you're one of those who whines and blames women, stop right here, because that's a loser's excuse. From now on, you'll understand that women respond to the right stimuli, and if you don't know how to create them, the blame is on you. Have some shame, learn what needs to be done, and stop putting effort into things that don't yield results. I'll scold you when necessary. I'll be tough because that's what you need to finally wake up to reality. Stay with me until the end, because at the end, I'll give you the best tips, the ones that close all the gaps and help you understand the game as a whole. Enough whining, let's get to the point. Number 1, the power of the intense gaze. How to use your eyes to create desire. The power of the intense gaze. How to use your eyes to create desire. Stop acting like an insecure boy who looks away the moment a woman crosses your field of vision. Do you really think she'll be impressed by a guy who can't even hold a gaze? The gaze is a powerful weapon, and you've been throwing that weapon away. When you look her in the eye firmly, without fear or hesitation, you send a clear message. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not just another one of those fools who lowers their head at every test. Keeping eye contact doesn't mean being a psychopath with a fixed and scary stare, but making it clear that you're present and not going to flinch. This penetrating gaze creates immediate tension because she feels the impact. Women detect insecurity in milliseconds, and if you look away, you've sent the message of weakness. On the other hand, if you hold the gaze, she'll wonder, why isn't he looking away? Who is this guy who doesn't flinch in front of me? And believe me, this question creates the first thread of desire. Stand your ground, don't be a coward. Look her in the eyes as if you already know your value, as if you're used to being desired. This activates the attraction instinct, making her feel challenged to understand what makes you so special. So, the next time you lock eyes with a woman you're interested in, stop being the usual scared one and show who's in charge. Number 2, intentional silence. How silence can make her miss you. Intentional silence. How silence can make her miss you. Desperate men talk non-stop, trying to fill every second of silence with nonsense. They think that's how they'll impress her. But all they do is give off the image of an insecure fool, a chatterbox no one wants to listen to. The truth is, silence, when used properly, is a powerful weapon. Leave pauses in conversations. Don't respond to every message immediately. Don't force the conversation at all costs. This absence of verbal noise makes her uncomfortable, but in a good way, to the point where she'll seek to fill the void with thoughts of you. She'll wonder why you didn't respond, remember what you said earlier, and try to guess the reason for your silence. This discomfort is the seed of love tension. When you're not always available, she starts valuing your words more. A strategic silence makes her miss you, awakens curiosity, and the need to understand you better. Stop being the poor guy begging for attention, sending 1,000 messages a day, melting in endless conversations. Try silence. Let her work a little, let her chase your voice. It's in the balance between presence and absence that tension is born. Number 3, subtly calculated touches that activate physical attraction. Subtly calculated touches that activate physical attraction. This is where many of you mess up badly. Either you don't touch anything, looking like a soulless doll, or you go straight into groping like some desperate fool. Touch should be subtle, almost a detail, but full of intention. A brief touch on her arm while saying something, a light touch on her back, a casual yet firm gesture, shows that you're not afraid of contact. This activates physical and psychological responses in women because a well-placed touch releases sensations that connect with desire. It's like lighting a spark. sending a signal that you're not just another crazy guy who talks but doesn't act. But don't go out groping randomly. The subtle touch is that almost imperceptible caress that leaves her wanting more. It's a weapon of silent tension, a physical reminder that you exist, that there's a real presence there, not just words thrown into the wind. If done with mastery, this gesture makes her feel your energy, feel your masculinity in a light yet significant way. And believe me, no woman forgets a man who knows how to use touch at the right moment. Number 4, the mystery game. How not to reveal everything at once. The mystery game. How not to reveal everything at once. Desperate men are like open books on the first page. They tell everything, reveal everything, give themselves away. And what happens? She quickly reads it, realizes there's nothing left to discover, and puts you in the boring pile. If you want to create love tension, learn the value of mystery. Don't go spilling your life, your traumas, your feelings, your plans to get married, have kids, and have a dog in the yard. For the love of God, that just scares her off. Let her guess. Let her wonder what you really want. Drop hints, but don't give the answers. Be enigmatic, not because you're being fake, but because you understand that female interest increases when there's something to decode. If you reveal everything right away, you've lost the game. Keep something hidden, something she will only know later, if she deserves it. This mystery keeps her thinking, imagining, building scenarios in her head. And while she thinks about you, trying to understand your true identity, the tension grows. You're no longer just a transparent doll. You're a puzzle she wants to solve. And guess who benefits from that? You, who will be remembered while she tries to put the pieces together. Number 5, say less, but say more. How short phrases create impact. Say less, but say more. How short phrases create impact. Men who talk too much, trying to explain every detail, end up diluting their own importance. It becomes a sea of empty words that no one takes seriously. Now, a man who knows how to use short, direct phrases, but loaded with meaning, marks the female memory. When you choose your words well, each phrase carries weight, it has impact. Instead of saying 100 times that she's beautiful, say it once, but in the right way, with the right tone, and at an unexpected moment. Instead of going into details about your opinions, throw out a phrase that makes her reflect, that leaves her curious. It's the old saying, less is more. You want her to be curious, to try reading between the lines of what you say. You don't want to give everything away. Insecure men talk too much, thinking they need to fill the void. Secure men talk less, but with content. And if she asks you something and you answer with a short, enigmatic phrase, there you go, you've gained a few more points because her mind will chew on those words throughout the day. So, shut up for a bit, think about what you'll say, and be surgical. This creates emotional impact and keeps her hooked on you. Number 6, use sarcastic and provocative humor to create sexual tension. Use sarcastic and provocative humor to create sexual tension. Stop being the fool who laughs at everything, agrees with everything, trying to be the cute guy, thinking this attracts women. Women don't feel desire for a teddy bear who agrees with everything. Use humor in your favor, and I'm not talking about telling lame jokes. I'm talking about light, sarcastic provocations that show you're not a doormat to be stepped on. A smart comment, a playful remark that makes her think, this guy doesn't care about my charm? This kind of humor provokes, creates tension, because you're not handing over the power to her. On the contrary, you show you have personality, that you're not afraid to challenge her. This game between irony and provocation deeply stirs her emotions. But be careful. Don't be offensive, be subtle. The idea is to create pleasant tension, not to attack her. Show that you have a brain, that you're not there to flatter her. A well-placed dose of sarcasm makes her realize you're not just anyone, that you have to be respected. And guess what? This awakens sexual interest because she's not dealing with a submissive coward, but someone who values himself. Number 7, stay calm even under pressure. Emotional control that attracts. Stay calm even under pressure. Emotional control that attracts. Men who freak out at the slightest sign of challenge, who panic, who victimize themselves are repellent to attraction. You need to stay calm. Show that no dirty look, no harsh words, no mental game from her will destabilize you. This is what separates a strong man from a fragile boy. When you maintain serenity, even when she tries to provoke you, you send the message. I am solid. I won't crumble over any little provocation. This creates tremendous tension because she realizes she can't easily bring you down. Women test men all the time. It's in their nature. If you pass this test, by keeping your posture and emotional control, she won't be able to resist. Remember, emotional control is an aphrodisiac. If you freak out, cry, complain, act like a victim, she'll lose interest immediately. On the other hand, if you remain firm, relaxed, without showing insecurity, you show that you are a safe harbor, a man capable of dealing with reality without breaking down. And that, my friend, is rare these days. Be that rarity and reap the rewards. Number 8. Create positive emotional conflict. How to alternate coldness and warmth. Create positive emotional conflict. How to alternate coldness and warmth. The famous hot and cold is not a stupid game. It's pure psychology. If you're always warm, always available, always flattering, she gets bored quickly. If you're always cold, distant, rude, she pulls away because she doesn't see a future. But if you alternate, sometimes being attentive, other times not so available, you create an emotional conflict. She doesn't know what to expect, and that uncertainty is what keeps her thinking about you nonstop. When you show interest at one moment and then pull back, she feels the loss. When you approach again, she values it more. This emotional roller coaster keeps her hooked on you. It's not about manipulating her. It's about understanding that predictable consistency doesn't create tension. It's the variation that creates interest, that makes her question what you really feel and keeps her emotionally involved. Be careful, don't overdo it. Use this technique subtly. The goal is to add spice to the interaction, not to be an indecisive psychopath. But if done right, get ready. She'll be emotionally attached to you, trying to decode your signals and fighting for your attention. Number 9. Awaken the competition. Show that others desire you too. Awaken the competition. Show that others desire you too. Women want the best man they can have, not the leftovers. If she feels you're desired by other women, her competitive instinct is activated. It's cruel, but it's true. So, stop crying in the corner saying, "Oh, nobody wants me." Have a social life, meet other women. Show without explicitly saying that you don't depend on her for options. When she realizes she's not the only one in your universe, tension arises. She starts thinking, if I'm not careful, I'll lose him to someone else. This makes her value every moment with you. But be careful. Don't be childish rubbing other women in her face in a rude way. Be subtle, let her notice through a casual comment, a look from another woman, or your confidence in dealing with the opposite sex. This is a strong trigger that keeps the tension high, as she'll feel she needs to fight to have you. And when a woman feels she has to fight, she invests more emotionally, creating a stronger bond. Number 10. The unexpected compliment technique. How to mark her subconscious. The unexpected compliment technique. How to mark her subconscious. Generic compliments like, "You're beautiful," fall flat. She's heard that 1,000 times. Want to mark her mind? Compliment something she values but that no one usually notices. It could be the way she solves problems, the way she thinks, a detail of her personality that she doesn't show to everyone. This shows that you see beyond the surface, that you're not just a desperate guy charmed by physical attributes. These compliments enter her subconscious, making her think, he sees me differently. This creates emotional tension because you're not the typical jerk who only sees the obvious. You're recognizing something in her that goes beyond appearance. Women value men who can see the essence, not just the packaging. So stop being just another parrot repeating banal compliments. Be authentic, observe, discover something unique about her, and mention it seriously and objectively. You can bet this small gesture will stay engraved in her mind for a long time. Number 11. Make her feel she can lose you at any moment. Make her feel she can lose you at any moment. Predictability kills desire. Understand this once and for all. If she feels you're always there, begging, ready to plead for attention, the tension disappears. On the other hand, if there's a chance you'll leave, that you won't always be available, that you have more to do than licking her feet, you become valuable. The fear of loss is a powerful psychological trigger. When a woman feels she doesn't have complete control over you, she goes into alert mode. She thinks, I need to value this man, or I'll lose him. This creates love tension, makes her work harder, makes her want to secure your presence. This scenario isn't created with words but with actions. Don't respond immediately. Don't change your life for her. Don't accept any crumbs of attention. Have priorities, goals, commitments. When you live your life with purpose without putting her on a pedestal, she realizes that if she falters, you might disappear. This fear is healthy to keep the spark alive. Number 12. Be rare and inaccessible. The power of scarcity in the seduction game. Be rare and inaccessible. The power of scarcity in the seduction game. Everything that is abundant and easy loses value. If you're that man who is always available, always chasing, begging for a date, you're acting like a clearance shelf product. No one values what is easily replaceable. Now, if you're rare, inaccessible, if you're focused on your own life, goals, and objectives, if you show you don't have time for silly games and don't say yes to everything, you become valuable. She starts seeing you as something she can't have at any moment. Scarcity increases desire, makes her feel the need to have you closer. This creates tension because you're not there begging for attention, you're living your life. And if she wants to join in, great, but she'll have to earn it. At this point, the dynamic changes completely. You're no longer the rejected fool, struggling for things that don't work. You're the solid, confident man who creates desire exactly by not throwing yourself at her feet. This is the point where love tension reaches its peak because you're in control without needing to say another word. Now that you've understood all these points, apply them. Stop being the fool of the story. Stop believing in empty promises and suffering unnecessary rejections. Become the man who creates love tension, who awakens desire without apparent effort. And if you like these hard truths, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and keep following because I still have much more to teach those who have the courage to listen.